Wisman's Wood on Dartmoor in southwest England, the last remnants of an ancient oak forest, a ghostly relic of a time past that some, in part, would like to see return. Britain was once covered in wilderness like this, and in this wilderness lived all manner of animals, including bears, wolves and lynx. Of course, all those animals are now long gone, hunted to extinction as the human population grew and cleared land for agriculture. But there is a species that hasn't been seen for hundreds of years and has now returned. And here in Devon, the fascinating evidence: felled trees and dammed waterways, the trademark work of nocturnally active beavers, reintroduced after an absence of 500 years, and now the focus of licensed monitoring trials at different locations in the UK.
They're really good engineers. They're also very industrious creatures. As well as feeding, they're looking to maintain, expand their landscape. But the good thing about beavers is that it's a landscape that suits lots of other animals too. So it's this virtuous circle. It's what we call a keystone species, the beaver. It changes its landscape, but it changes the wildlife as well that fills that landscape up.
Such cautious monitoring of the beaver's reintroduction is essential. 500 miles to the north in Scotland, the impact of unchecked beaver populations is a big problem for farmers.
Yeah, this is normally dry, and they've built a dam just in the ditch over here, and they are busy trying to flood this area.
On a swathe of prime farmland across Perthshire and beyond, a group of beavers let loose illegally in 2002 has grown to an estimated 450 individuals.
It costs me £4,000 to £5,000 a year to dig these out because I have to hire in a digger. But when the water rises and blocking up the drains, it causes flood damage into the fields which we're trying to produce crops off and produce food off. That is a major problem.
For us, we need a management plan that is responsive to the needs of farmers, that recognises that different bits of land can cope with beavers in different ways, but accepts that management is a fundamental part of having this species in this country.
In 2016, the Scottish Government announced the beavers will have protected status and will be allowed to stay. An animal that last roamed these lands in the 16th century is back for good. Where it is allowed to live clearly needs to be carefully considered and controlled, but in the right place, it's a welcome return to the ecosystem of the British Isles. Nick Clark, Al Jazeera, Perthshire, Scotland.